Okay, so today we have Tracy Chapman and Fast Car. We got the video here today. Might get blocked. This is a big song, so we'll see. Anyway, and you might think, Nick, you probably have heard the song, but I have not. I know it blew up again because Luke Combs covered it, but I'm not really a big country fan. I didn't watch the Grammys. I think they performed it, but yeah, the song has always eluded me. So anyway, or eluded me, I guess. Anyway. Yeah, we're going to get into this, talk about it after. This has been on my to-do list for a while, and finally I said, let's do it. So let's get into it, talk about it after. Fast Car, let's go. I guess it's the single version. Ooh. Very subtle.
Get a fast car.
Ooh.
I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove.
Ooh.
You get a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. Been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living.
I love that fast pace to it.
See, my old man's got a problem. Yeah, but the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did.
Damn.
You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Heavy as hell.
So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone.
Ooh. Slow it right back down.
You got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. Now work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter. Buy a bigger house and live in the suburbs. Ooh. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast it felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone. Be someone, be someone.
Oh.
You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Instead of drinking late at the bar, see more your friends than you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, I'm moly. All right, so Tracy Chapman and Fast Car. So, it feels dumb to me to, come into this because everyone, I feel like a lot of people know this song. And again, this is one that's just escaped me forever. And I feel like an idiot for not knowing it until now, but at least I know it now. And again, once Tracy's voice, started, once she started singing, I realized, oh, right, I've never even heard her sing in my life. So once her voice just came in, she has that resonant, I guess you might say deep kind of vocal that she has on her, and she, I don't know, it just strikes you so heavily, and her voice is heavy in that way. Again, it's just a powerful voice. It's like I said, a deeper voice. It's profound, and I just really enjoyed that. So again, when she came in, I was like, oh goodness gracious, I don't know, just my reaction, I guess, just to hearing her for the first time, because again, I forgot. Oh right, I've never even heard anything from her, so that was just like a moment for me too. And like I said during the song too, I love the fast paced. Is that the thing? I loved how kind of fast this was, how fast she would deliver the lyrics, how the rhythm was all there. It was very quick at times, and as well, I liked how it was almost like a, as a grunge fan, I guess you might say, you think of Nirvana or something like that, with the whole, of course, this was 88, so that was before Nirvana. Anyway, but when they made it big anyway, but the whole kind of loud to quiet, dynamic, I guess you might say, especially for the chorus, when she would go into that, and then the drums would kick in, heavily, and the instruments would all come around her, and, her voice would soar even more, and then it would slow right back down, and then, a little bit of a, slight, guitar riff and all that stuff, and then her voice is the main focal point again. And again, I don't know, I just like that whole dynamic of going fast or from loud to quiet. And, and that really gave the emotion. I mean, you could feel the emotion here. You could feel how this resonates with people. I talked about how her voice is resonant. The song is, relatable. It's sad. I mean, you would say, obviously, we're talking about a couple here, I guess you might say, or somebody that really needs a partner to achieve what they want to achieve, to better their life. Talking about you have a fast car, I can get a job and make some money. We'll get into lyrics soon, but and I was thinking, it might be a dumb thing to say. Am I overthinking this? But a fast car. Are we actually talking about a real fast car, or is fast car a metaphor for something? I mean, like at the start of the song, she talks about I got a ticket for anywhere or whatever. But again, we'll get into that soon. But again, like, it's not really, I guess, an actual ticket for a plane or, or the car or whatever, or some kind of ride. I guess you might say it's a ticket, like a ticket for an opportunity to leave this place. And, she's desperate to get out of this place, obviously. And again, we're talking about here, I guess you would talk about these people being in poverty. Poverty, I feel like I said that weird. Or, trying to break that cycle, trying to get out of the shelter, as you mentioned at one point as well. And again, just, life dealing the bad cards, or these two made decisions that brought them to this place. And I know, reading up on Tracy, she said that she grew up with her mother. I think just her mother was just her single mother or whatever, and she grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, in the working class, and she kind of used some of that and what she saw in those days for inspiration to write this. And again, this was her first single. And I'm laughing because it's it's good. I mean, goddamn, can you imagine? This is the first single you put out, and it's just like, well, you might as well pack up shop. It's just like, this is good. I mean, it's way too good. How can you top this? How can anyone top this? Even Tracy herself. It's just like, holy moly. Anyway, there's so much emotion. There's so much sadness. There's so much relatability. Like I said, just to summarize it, it's nuts. My God, it's a lot to take in, and your first listen, it's very heavy. It's very there's that folkiness to it as well. That soft kind of folkiness, whatever. That I really enjoy too. It's an easy listen. I mean, it's and again, it's just, you can hear every word she's saying. Everything is very poignant. A lot of the lines are very important to to listen to. Again, talking about life here, this is almost autobiographical, you might say. And I mean, Tracy is a storyteller, I would say, just from this too. So anyway, I looking at the personnel, there's 4 people here. Of course, Tracy Chapman. Would you believe it? She's on here. She's on vocals, acoustic guitar. There is an acoustic guitar, and I thought so. So she was on acoustic guitar, electric guitar, and percussion. So Tracy was doing a lot. Denny Fongheiser, I want to say, is on drums here. And then, Denny, I really enjoyed, like I said, when he would kick in the chorus, would get louder. The instruments would get louder, along with Larry Klein on bass guitar. Larry Klein. Why does that sound familiar? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy with the last name. Anyway, Ed Black is also on pedal steel guitar. So there was another guitar here. But again, I love the simplicity of the guitar, especially again when it would get quiet, and then once the chorus came in, everyone came together and created a more energetic, booming sound, and then again it slowed right down, and we come back to Tracy's beautiful vocals, and it was just very profound and a great listen. And I mean, again, I feel to say this is one of the best songs I've listened to this year. I mean, it's obvious. And again, it's just like, this is one of the, I know it's ranked as one of the best songs ever. So it's just like, well, yeah, this is obviously going to be a good song, and it's obviously going to be a song I really like. So anyway, it just seems, redundant for me to say, oh, this is really good. Anyway, I guess we get into these lyrics now. Hold on. Dry, my God. Anyway, you got a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Again, just painting that picture of being in a place where you don't want to be, and very, again, it's relatable as hell, especially for a lot of people. You thought you might have bigger, you had bigger dreams, obviously, and you thought you might get somewhere else in life, but it never happened. And you're in this, I guess, this poverty state. And you're living paycheck to paycheck, whatever, and you thought it wasn't going to go like this. You thought you might have be rich, you might live in the suburbs, as she says later on, but that's not how it's going. She wants a ticket to anywhere just to get out of this place. It kind of reminds me of like we gotta get out of this place by the Animals, honestly, something like that. Anyway, maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Again, I don't know. I guess these, two are a couple, and it seems like, they'll each do their own part to do this. We'll make a deal to each other to try to get out of here. And, any place is better, as she says. Again, there's so much hurt. There's so much pain here. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Again, it's just all we could do is, climb up or whatever the hell. We can't climb down anymore. We can't keep digging anymore. Whatever the saying is I'm trying to think of. We can only go up from here, basically. Maybe we'll make something. Me and myself, I got nothing to prove. And again, it's just, I feel like at the end of the day, you talk about the poverty, you talk about all that stuff. Still, it feels like, she's feeling like crap. She's feeling like, I got nothing to prove, whatever. I got nothing to lose as well. Everything's just kind of negative in that way, and there's just nothing else to do. And my goodness, it's just like nobody expects anything from me anyway. So what the hell's the point of, proving anything? And again, this is just coming from the top of my big head. You got a fast car. I got a plan to get us out of here. I've been working at the convenience store. Again, working at the convenience store might be hard to make money and, live off the wages from that. But again, I'm trying to save up a little bit of money. I mean, I'm trying my best here with what I'm given, with no maybe, I guess, secondary education, whatever. She didn't go to college, the person in the song, I guess, and all she could do is, work at a grocery store, convenience store, or whatever. Anyway, managed to save a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far, just across the border to the city. So I guess this really is kind of a car. All this, it seems like all her partner has, and again, I say her, I guess I'm thinking about Tracy here. All her partner has is the fast car. That's all they need. And she'll, make the money, whatever, and try to get some money, and all they have to do is make it across the border and get to the city. And maybe we'll see what living is like as she goes on. You and I can both get jobs, finally see what it means to be living. Again, just going anywhere that's not this place, and going to the big city, perhaps, whatever city that may be. And seeing what living is, seeing what we can actually do if we make a good living, if we make money and make enough money where we can actually have money left over to do things, fun things, whatever, not just have to save every penny because we might not make rent or we might not have enough food to eat, this kind of a thing. Anyway, going on to the third verse. See, my old man's got a problem. And again, she brings in her old man here, and I think about I talked about the Animals earlier with, I think it must have been We Gotta Get Out of This Place Again, but the Animals, Eric Burdon brings up his, in the song. I don't think they wrote the song. Either way, the whole thing of his dad can't work anymore because he's too old or whatever. I don't know. There's something like that going on now that I can't remember. But that reminds me of this song here too. So I'm making some comparisons to the Animals a couple times, I guess. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but that's what came to my mind. Anyway, he says his body's too old for working. So there it is there. He's still working and he's too old for it. And that's a bad, that's a situation. I mean, I go on TikTok, whatever, and you see these, I saw like a couple times, old guys, delivering pizza, and these guys are like over 80 years old and they still have to work, and it's just like, what, it's sad, obviously, but they need to make money still, and it's just, that comes to mind anyway. These people that are too old to work, I mean, they're too frail, they can't do it, but they have to. They got to make a living somehow. Oh, goodness gracious, his body's too young to look like this. Again, it's just, I mean, just talking about, again, he's in a bad state, obviously, and he's too young to look like this. He looks older than he should. When Mama went off and left him, she wanted more from life than he could give. Again, it seems like I guess Mama just left him. I said somebody's got to take care of him. I quit school, and that's what I did. Again, I don't know if this is a autobiographical from her perspective. I don't know everything that went on in her life, but like I said, I believe she said she grew up with just her mom, so I guess not. But either way, in the story, obviously she's taking care of her dad now that her mom, I guess, got up and left, and which is kind of tragic. My goodness. Anyway, going to the pre-course again. You get a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? Again, now we talked about, obviously, like, car can't fly. Not yet. But I'm just talking about, can we just fly away from this place? We're going to make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. Again, do we, we got to make a decision here. Get away finally, or do you want to die this way in such a bad state and, in poverty and sadness and depression, all this stuff. We got to make a decision here and finally get away, for God's sakes. Anyway, so I remember when we were driving in your car, speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. That's a great line, my God. City lights lay out before us, and that, they're driving fast here. My goodness, I don't know how fast, you can go in this car. And your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder, and I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, and then I get a burp. But in this moment, when she's in the car with her partner there, I guess, and his arms around her, it feels like, maybe her the reality has gone away for a second. She feels like she belongs. She feels like she could be someone. Again, just sitting in this car, and when you're not, at your house, and you're not, in your misery, whatever, and all that stuff, and you're not surrounded by poverty, whatever. You're in this car, and you're on the road, and maybe you're around other people that are living well, and you feel like, this is good, this is nice, I like this, and, for a moment there, she, escapes her reality. Anyway, going to the next verse. This video is going to be very long. I apologize. Anyway, you got a fast car. We go cruise and entertain ourselves. You still ain't got a job. And again, this is a real thing. I know, it's so hard to find a job, especially for couples who struggle to find jobs. And maybe one of them finally gets a job. The other one still doesn't have a job. And you're like, Jesus, I wish I want to have a job too, like you. You're putting out resumes, but it just ain't working. And anyway, that comes to mind here. Again, I don't know. I feel like I can just riff off this because it is, again, so relatable. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. Again, we're looking here. We have hope. I mean, goddamn, you got to have that hope. That's all. You got to have hope in these situations. And we'll move out of the shelter. So there it is there. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a bigger house, and live in the suburbs. Again, that's the dream. Live in the suburbs in a big house. Everything will be nice, and we can afford, food and, all the amenities and all that stuff. It'll be great. And then the last verse here, you get a fast car. I got a job that pays all of our bills. Now, now things seem to be looking up on her end anyway. You stay out drinking late at the bar. Oh, goodness gracious. See more of your friends than you do your own kids. I'd always hope for better. Thought maybe together you and me would find it. I got no plans. I ain't going nowhere. So take your fast car and keep on driving. So like when I was listening to this, I was thinking, I think, yes, we just took a twist here. And yes, we did, reading the lyrics now. So it changes and, go into the chorus and then the refrain changes too. And I guess I might as well just talk about that too right now. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? You, not we. You can fly away. The difference there between this refrain and the other one, whatever, you're going to make a decision, leave tonight or live and die this way. So now it seems like maybe he's not even looking for a job. I talked about how she has a job and he still didn't. But it seems like maybe he's just staying out of the bars. That's what he wants to do. And, he's seeing more of his friends than his own family, his, wife and kids. And now she's kind of saying, this isn't even, this dream that once was ours has now almost become a nightmare. This fast car that I thought was going to help us get away is now, now I don't want anything to do with it because, you can just take that and keep on driving if you're going to act like this and not even be around or help me out or whatever, plans have changed. And so I didn't expect that a twist like that at the end, to change it up. And now, it's again, that whole last, the fifth verse when she says, I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. So now it seems like all the hopes and dreams she had are kind of gone now that he's out of the picture. And, and the fast car's kind of gone too. And, so take your fast car and keep on driving, almost like take your car and get the hell out. And my goodness, so kind of harsh, but obviously warranted, I would say. So, I like the twist at the end. It's sad, obviously, because, now the dream's not even a dream anymore. Again, it's like a nightmare. And, plans have changed. And Tracy, the narrator, whatever, Tracy here is, changed everything up and, changed the whole, I guess, story in a way. The end is different than the start, obviously. So, anyway, my goodness, what a great song. What a great, written song. Great lyricism, great vocals. I can't, great, great, great. Good Lord. And love the instrumentation again when it would get louder and everyone would come in and kind of become a more booming sound, and just works so well. And Tracy's voice was obviously very, like I said, powerful. And she used that very well here to get her point across. And again, it's a memorable track, obviously, even today, 36 years later, I do believe, since '88 when it came out. And obviously, people still love it. People are still covering it. And yeah, so anyway, I finally came to this track, and it was a doozy. And it was a hurting song and an emotional track. And goddamn, very, very good. My God, my dog scared the crap out of me having a little cough over there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. Really appreciate all the support, and I will talk to you guys again soon.